Hey everybody, welcome to another Stonehearth Tuesday stream. I'm excited to be here, in part because today Yang and Ali have generously allowed me to hopefully hook up some more of Ali's beautiful templates. I say generously because I really love looking at her templates. I love like touching them and watching the hearthlings like run at them. I feel like they, to me they feel hyper real. There's something about them, like they remind me of moments like in my childhood watching Mr. Rogers or something like that, where like they're these like icons, they're these toys, you can put them on a table, you can touch them, you can feel them, and then like you go to another place where you look at them and they're actually inhabited. There's this sense of tangibility to them. I really like, you might like, I cannot really talk too much about how much I love the new Rise Children Tier 2 templates. I spent an entire, clearly today's Desktop Tuesday is all about them, and so I'm really thrilled that there's even more to be touching and playing with. So I hope that you also enjoy them as much as I do, and that when Alpha 19 finally gets into your hands, that you will get to play with them also. Hey Keister, it's good to see you. And Joe Maxro, and some more. Good to see you all. Hey Mega Shub. Oh yes, we are pronouncing it correctly now. Awesome. Man, you have chosen a great time to become an admin on the Discourse Mega Shub, because we just moved to the new SSL stuff, I guess, and HTTPS. So, all of the Discourse is more encrypted, and that's cool, but like it also broke Google authentication for a while and Yahoo authentication, so all of that was great, but I believe everything is all sewn up now. Let me know if that is not the case, but I do appreciate your volunteering. It means a lot to me. Alright. Rise Children, you love playing them. They're my preferred faction. Glad they're getting lots of things. Wow, I'm so glad. I think that they're Ali's preferred faction too. I certainly like them a lot, but I think that Ascendancy's derpiness, has a clear place in my heart. But I think that maybe if you want like there's a romanticism to Rise Children, like a sense of a long history, a sense of something mysterious, a sense of pragmatism, and at the same time cheerfulness. Like they're still cheerful without being quite so derpy, so stupid. Ascendancy is like really adorable and lovable, and I just want to hug them all. But they're definitely Elan from Order of the Stick, and Rise Children is much more Haley, for those of you who read Order of the Stick. Okay, so what was I going to do? Hook up some more, right, and in order to do that, I need to get the templates. You are hopefully thrilled and excited to know that, let's see, so we've got an engineer's house, cancel, sorry Sublime, we'll update later. Maybe when we're not in the middle of doing something. An engineer's house, which looks so cool. Oh my god, don't tell me this isn't something like right out of Monument Valley. Just the idea that the door is here and the staircase is that way, and like you need to turn it in order to see it, and this tantalizing glimpse of the work table and like these windows. Oh, I'm super thrilled. And the forge, which is also really, really cool. I think that Mally said when he was first interviewing with us that this forge was his favorite thing in the game, and there's something about the way the coals come alive, and it is awesome. Okay, so we've got these two new templates, and let us add them to the game and make the world a better place. Megashub needs a moderator badge here. That is definitely true. I will worry about that afterwards. Banana Master Race, Stonehearth, can we get the new animator to do some streams? I love the animation streams. Nelly. He is definitely knee-deep in getting us swapped over to Maya, so it's pretty fantastic what he's working on, and I think it would be great if he got to stream. I think Mally's a little bit camera shy, which is totally reasonable, so he's been experimenting with a really terrifying program that will disguise his face and turn it into a hamburger, or a dog, or something else, which I think is really cool, but, whatever you feel like in order to be comfortable. The hamburger was actually kind of disturbing. It was, wet and juicy, and it moved when his face moved. But yes, I definitely think Mally should get to stream whenever he feels comfortable doing so. And because it's a lot of fun watching someone animate, and I would love to see that too. Yes, what else? Hey King Foxtrot, it is good to see you. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, like, it's a talking hamburger. Like, I'm not okay with this. Like, you know, like, my food not being able to talk is an important thing to me. You can stream without your face in the corner. That is true. There is a view that is screen only. So in case Mally ever did want to just talk and not actually show his face, he does not actually need to show a talking hamburger head instead of him. That is absolutely the case. The Demon Lord should be Yang. Wow, I feel like I've missed the context on that. But certainly in terms of competence, you can't get more competent than Yang. So that's definitely the case. I was really touched because I've had a very busy day, and like it's nuts. And I just saw Yang walking into the stream room to make sure the stream machine was prepped, and it meant a lot to me. So thanks, Yang. Okay, data, saved objects, building templates. Alright, so you can already see Rise Children has a bunch of building templates, and there's even tier 2 templates, which also need pictures. God help us. Aren't they amazing? Oh my god. Alright, so cool. So tier 2 building templates and these guys. Let's put the forge in tier 1, just in case. We can move it into tier 2 if we need to, but let's put the forge here for now. And let's put the engineering house in tier 2 because I know that you can't get an engineer until tier 2, so, or I could be wrong, but that was my last understanding of the situation. And then let's go out here back to Rise Children, save objects, sorry, building templates index.json so that we can make sure that they're hooked up right. Okay, so, let's see. We need to call out that these new templates don't actually get to appear until you have one of those people. So let's see, we just added the blacksmith, where are you, blacksmith? Forge. Okay, so let's rename forge2.png because that doesn't really help us, to blacksmith's workshop. And then this becomes blacksmith's workshop. That way they're just all consistent. And then that means that this blacksmith's workshop.json, let's actually change this here. Whoa, that's a weird preview image. Yang warned me about this. Sorry. Let's see, let's take a look at the Mason's workshop just for, I did not mean to do that. Let's see. Let's just take a look, make sure that we're looking at the Mason's workshop just to, alright, so preview is just, right, this format. I don't know why the Blacksmith's workshop is in a weird format, but let's just fix that now. Blacksmith's workshop.png, you can see that it requires these things. Cool. Alright, and then let's have, Yang says that that doesn't actually need to match the name, but, right, building templates, but it is nice if it does, just to be consistent. Cool. Alright, so we'll do that for the Blacksmith's workshop, and we should actually probably do one for the engineer also. So let's go back into the building templates and do that up here. Engineer's workshop. Like, we can actually call it the forge or whatever later when we're actually in the text, in the... Okay. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Ha. No. You can see here, it's like super convenient. Like we can name it the Forge here because that's kind of, I think, more dramatic. Okay, cool. Engineer's Workshop, the Forge, they should both have pictures, and then, let's see, communal kitchen, right, so... Make sure that, okay, jobs engineer and jobs blacksmith. Cool. All right, great. Let's test if that actually works. In the meantime, what are some of your comments? Oops. Yay! Instantaneously. Alright, invalid file path, rise children, saved objects, building templates, engineers workshop.json. Let's check. Oh, could it be because it's tier 2? It's probably because it's tier 2. Sweet. Alright. Let's see. Building templates, tier 2. Cool. Let's try this again. Lovely. Whew, all right. Why did Tom ever stop streaming? Yes. Yeah. It's more like Tom has lots and lots and lots of other things to do. He still works on Stonehearth to the degree that he can, but like that mostly ends up being a more like the way he works on Stonehearth now is more like, hey Tom, like we need more budget to hire more people, can you help us with that? Or hey Tom, like, you know, what do you think of like changing our art style a little bit to explore, like, you know, different kinds of biome colors, and he'll be like, oh, I've got these opinions about them. So, you know, he's working on Stonehearth in his own way. It's just not the way he used to. And sometimes that feels kind of nostalgically sad. And, well, you make do with what you can. Sometimes it's like, hey Tom, like if we told people that like we were gonna make Stonehearth into this, like how do you think they would react? And he'd be like, yes, well, I think that's a good idea, or I think that your audience is gonna freak out. And these are all good things to have this conversation about. Yeah, it's so funny, because I mean like, he's welcome to come say hi anytime, you know, he knows. I saw him playing Stonehearth just yesterday. It was really great. And it always makes me happy when I see that, because it means that we are not messing up. When there is an ugly Stonehearth screenshot on the internet, you know that he is sad, that a little part of him dies. So when he's playing the game and he looks like he's having a good time, and like he's not just like running over to stab us or stab his own eyes out, like, you know, I know that we are doing a good thing. Was he smiling when he was playing? I hope so. His desk faces away from me now, so I can see when he's playing, but I can't necessarily see when he's smiling. But I did message him about it, and he was too busy to message me back, so I take that as a good sign. Furthermore, we're doing this thing, completely not Stonehearth related, we noticed at some point that like we never seem to have fun at the office outside of our jobs, which is good because our jobs are very fun, so that's important. But at some point someone was like, oh, well, why don't we do some other fun things? So various fun activities were suggested. For example, playing D&D. Like, I love playing D&D, so playing D&D at the office sounds like a total and complete win to me. So yesterday, it was after 7, I think, and we were like, okay, well, what goes well with D&D? Painting miniatures. And so there we did. We had, like, the miniatures all ready, and all the paints all lined up, and the tiny, like, 0.000 size brushes so that you can paint their eyes or whatever. And we were like, hey, Tom, like, do you want to, like, you know, like, play some D&D or paint some miniatures or whatever? And he's like, that sounds cool, but I'm playing Stonehearth. So, you know, take your victories where you can. I assume that means he's having fun. He wasn't even watching the presidential debates, which was fantastic because a lot of other people at the office were watching them. I did not. And they did not look like they were having a good time. Okay, so let us confirm that if we look at the templates, that the templates are in fact not yet there. We fail. The engineer's house and the forge are totally here. Okay, so let's find out why that might be the case. Wow, okay. Engineer's house and the forge. Alright, let's check this out. Did we save it? The Mason's Workshop, I would point out, is not here. It might be because... Okay, so Mason's Workshop, unlock requirement, type has job, and the value is Stonehearth Jobs Blacksmith. And the file that I care about is file, building templates, blacksmith's workshop.json. And let's go find out if that file is actually there. Blacksmith's workshop.json. Did I promote a blacksmith and an engineer? Oh, Geester, you know me so well. You know me so well. I actually play lots of characters, but yeah, I tend to play clerics a lot. I think it's just like how when I have recently been introduced to play League, I play almost entirely support. Right. I have played bards. I have my longest running character, like in a campaign that goes from 1 to, we started 10 years ago, it started at level 1. My longest running character is actually a monk. We play with Gestalt rules in that campaign, so she's actually a monk rogue, which is great because being a high level monk is terrible. Especially like when your friend is a wizard or something. So yeah. Okay. Yang is asking, Stonehearth, did you promote a blacksmith and an engineer? We did not promote a blacksmith and an engineer, so this is why I'm sort of like surprised to see them here. It means that I must be doing it wrong somehow. And it was called the Forge, as it damn, monks are awesome. I don't know about that. Like, having played one, in great detail, it's more like, it's like, oh yeah, well, I can do like 20 damage or 50 damage around that, or maybe even 30 damage around. That's super nice, but like my wizard friends are altering the shape of reality. So, okay, more on D&D in a sec. Let's debug this first, and then I would be happy to talk to you about D&D forever and ever and ever. Do you get to make your own characters with a backstory personality? Yes, I think that is a really big part of D&D. If you... Wait, I said I was not going to talk about D&D. Sorry, 1 minute. Let's debug this first. Okay, the engineer's house and the forge are appearing in building templates despite me not wanting them to appear. So let's see what's up with that. Prize children, saved objects, right? Yes? Okay. Yes, they're unlocked even though they shouldn't be. It's gone into the upside down. I keep getting distracted. You guys are terrible and awesome. I want to have this conversation so bad. Okay. Building templates. Mason's Workshop, Blacksmith's Workshop. .json. Communal kitchen. Stonehearth Jobs Engineer. Stonehearth Jobs Blacksmith. Stonehearth Jobs Mason. It looks fine. Wait, what's up with this? Are they listed in the main template section, not the tier 2 section? That's just it. So there's some wonkiness. Insofar as I did actually want the Blacksmith's Workshop, these two guys, to be tier 1 for Rise Children. We can move them into tier 2 if we really feel like it, but you know, just in case you need a blacksmith, you're teching up really fast, right? Because you're Rise Children. So the real question is, what's up with this building templates index.json? And is this in fact, yeah, it's the one that we just fixed at 619. Okay, so Blacksmith's Workshop. Let me just, did I restart the game? Yes, I believe I had done all those changes before, like I'd made these changes here before loading the game, but let's find out. Okay. I should probably have saved. That was a really lovely location. Have I tried downloading the latest version of Adobe? No. Not that I know of, anyway. Profession building should unlock as soon as you get that class via promotion. That is me, though. Yeah, so that's actually what's going on. It's just that the engineer's house, I think the engineer is locked until tier 2, or at least was locked until tier 2 at some point. So I left that in tier 2 just to make sure. But we can also change stuff. Is there a way to override the limit on the amount of objects? Yes, that is absolutely, you can do that. There's a user setting for doing that. And Yang, I'm sure, knows the user setting off the top of her head. There's totally one. But if you do that, you run the risk of, just like, you know, increasing the number of people. Did we include, like, oh, it's like they're foxes. The foxes are really cute. You run the risk of slowing your game way down, because that is what that is there for, to prevent the game from getting super slow. Alright, this time let's save the game first so that it's just there. Okay, cool. Building, right. So there they are, Engineer's House and the Forge. Mod Stonehearth Infinite Inventory. There it goes. Okay, well, this is interesting. I mean, I'm like super glad that it's here. Maybe, is there anything inside like the Mason's house or anything like that that has the unlock requirement in it? Like, let's see, if I look at the Mason's Workshop, let's see, its name is Mason's Workshop. I'm sure there's something very simple. I mean, clearly it's working for the Mason, so like, you know, it's fine. I just want to check. Okay, so unlock is not here. Its name is Mason's Workshop, Blacksmith's Workshop. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. That's probably it. Maybe? I think you must have told me, like, here, Blacksmith's Workshop like this. And then where is... Yeah, that's totally it. I'm so sorry, Yang. That is totally what was going on. I had thought that this was the display name, but instead, like, you know, we should just add a display name, which is... here. Forge. Right, so Yang, your first instinct was completely correct. And I just forgot what the difference is between name and display name, which is terrible. Okay. let's try this again. Hopefully it'll just work with a loaded game. I'm gonna try that first. You had an instinct. Perhaps because you've done this a whole ton before. Okay. Alright. Yes. You did not miss D&D talk because we're about to have D&D talk some more. So I love playing D&D. My husband and I have been playing D&D for longer than we've been married, which is quite a statement. I think it's going to be 20 years next year that we've been playing D&D. So, have you ever thought about inserting your own D&D characters into Stonehearth? How do you know I haven't already? I mean, like, you know, the line between... Aha! Okay, cool. Awesome. So now they're correctly referenced. Let us try promoting this person into a mason. Or promote to, let's say, blacksmith. Okay, cool. They're promoted to a blacksmith. We go back to the UI. Now the forge is there. Sweet. And let us tech up. Let's test this here. We'll promote this guy to an engineer. He's an engineer now. And let's check. Okay, engineer's house. Okay, so I guess it's kind of like it doesn't really matter. Like, I put it in tier 2, but he just promoted anyway. I guess maybe that's a precedence question. Like, it's in the tier 2, like, section, but, like, he just got it. So let me actually find out what happens if I... increase city tier. Okay, so it appears up here anyway. We can have an interesting conversation about whether or not that is the right thing to do. Let's see what actually happens for, like, let's see what building. It's in the tier 2 folder, but not the tier 2 section of the index. Wow, you guys are sharp. Okay, that totally explains that. Alright, let's do this. Templates, right? Sweet. Thank you, Dramaxro. Fantastic. That makes perfect sense. I should have known that Yang already thought of this use case. So yes. Okay, let's load up the save. Will the weavers in AC Ascendancy get the clay home or the wood one? Probably would. I think these are all Rise Children templates. Pair programming for the win. Yes, agreed. So yeah, so we started playing in 3.1, or sorry, in 3.0, and then, or at least we started playing, well, really, we started playing in Second Ed. But is that really our town? Anyway, but our longest running campaigns are in 3.5, and we ended up like playing so much 3.5 that we ended up using the Gestalt variant rules. So you sort of like pick 2 classes instead of picking 1 class, and then you just combine them. So, you know, you can just be like a wizard fighter or something, and like there's a lot of min-maxing that goes on for the best kinds of classes, but there's also a lot of just like lovely character stuff you can do. Okay, checking the templates again. Alright, no one's been promoted. Oops. Promote to. Okay, and let's check this again. Hopefully the house isn't there yet. And we can argue about whether or not, like, the house ought to be there as soon as you promote him. But... increase city tier. Okay, there's the engineer's house with the rest of them, and then, just to be complete, let's load the game again, increase the city tier without an engineer, and see what happens. Cleric Bard for the ultimate supporting combination? Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. There's a lot of overlap in their spells, though, so, like, maybe what you might actually want is something like Bard Paladin or something, so that you can, or well, Cleric. What pairs really well with Cleric? If you pair Rogue with Cleric, you basically have everything that you could ever want in a person Like, a rogue cleric can solo any D&D challenge, basically. But yeah, wizard also pairs really well with cleric. Like, if you made a wizard a support wizard, and let's say that, like, I mean, like, sorry, this is really getting very nerdy now, but like, I had a relatively low level wizard cleric at some point, and the entire concept of a low level wizard cleric was to use Spectral Hand, which is like a necromancy wizard spell only, but it delivers touch spells. And what are all of the curing spells in 3.5? There's no ranged curing until you get to higher levels, so you use Spectral Hand, you chop off a little bit of your soul, and you send it out there, and you load it up with healing spells to heal people with. That was a real favorite of mine. So yeah, you can do some amazing, amazing support that way. Okay, increase city tier. There aren't any of my D&D characters inside Stonehearth, but it would not at all surprise me. Okay, so cool, the engineer's house isn't here. Yay! We succeed. Alright, let me make an interim pass to make sure that this is in SmartGit correctly. But yeah, so lots of really good combinations there. Alright, so what's up here? Well, the Blacksmith's Workshop, that's new. Blacksmith's Workshop PNG, building templates. Got these two new guys. Engineering Workshop, all this. Okay, cool. So let's try staging these guys. Committing. Yep. And then let's do make load here. Bard Paladin doesn't work because of alignment restrictions. Is the Bard really supposed to be chaotic? Are they required to be chaotic? I have a chaotic monk and I have a chaotic paladin, so clearly those are house rules that I've broken a lot. She's a Zen monk, and it's a paladin of puppies and kittens, so you can kind of see how that went. Okay, Engineer's Workshop, display name, Engineer's House, Blacksmith's Workshop, display name, The Forge. Yep, and yep, okay, cool. That looks good. Let's go back and run this. I don't know, I think alignment restrictions they're interesting, but like there's other things that I find more interesting, like having weird non-standard characters. I think that so all this last few months we've been learning 5e so that we can do a 5e campaign here at the office, and I'm coming to really love 5e because it's just like 3.5, but everything that has been fiddly has been snapped off, is what my husband says. Like, you can just see whole gigantic sections of the rulebook getting tossed out the window, like left, right, and center. And one of the things that they tossed out was the paladin alignment requirements. And I think when they did that, like, some part of my soul cheered, because I must have spent something like, I don't know, 30 of the most acrimonious hours of my life in college arguing about what a paladin should or should not be able to do before they have to, like, get atonement and lose all of their powers. And I mean, that's not really why I started playing D&D, but it did give us lots of food for thought on the subject of, like, you know, like one of my friends, a really good friend, says that his paladin Valen, like, helped him learn a ton about, like, what his own thoughts about his alignment were, and then immediately thereafter we made an all-neutral campaign where our only goal was to get rich. So, you know, it's like, you get by. Let's see. So, when we get bards in Stonehearth, I would, like, Tony has always wanted us to have a bard in Stonehearth, and, like, someone who, oh man, Allie, it's so pretty! It's so pretty! Look at that. Alright, what is the best angle? It's, like, clear through. Alright, I think, honestly, the best angle is from the front here. Like, or at least I think this feels like the front. But maybe we can get the staircase. Can we get the staircase and... Alright, I'm gonna put it down like this. And then maybe get the staircase, a little hint of the staircase, and the rest of these guys. You have to be in zones mode when you remove the UI, or you like control Z, Alt Z or whatever will take you into zones mode, and then there'll be like stuff all over. Okay, how about that? Just print screen. He would play the ukulele and avoid fights because he couldn't win a fight in his life. I think that the bard in 5e is actually pretty badass, but I want to play more of mine to find out. I created a bard for a 5e campaign whose entire goal in life is, like, her background was like a charlatan, and let's see, she's a tiefling, of course, and so, wait, sorry, before I do that, no, now you can see the entirety of my screen. Before we do that, let's go back and refresh ourselves as to how big these portraits are supposed to be. 800 by 800. Alright. So her entire premise is that she's formed Fuzzy Crab Corporation, and Fuzzy Crab Corporation's like main joy in life is to like hunt spiders, like large fuzzy spiders in the forest, and then sell them for crab meat. Sell them as crab meat. Because she thinks that that's a hilarious thing to do. I don't know. At some point, you turn 30 and you're like, I have saved the world like 100 times. Like, let's do something different. Let's start a company. Or something. I don't know. You could also start a company in real life, I suppose. But I'm good. Let's see. Okay, 100%. Really? Alright, cool. Let's try saving this as blacksmith's workshop. Okay, sweet. And then let's also do the engineer's workshop. You're digging this Stonehearth card idea? Is it like in, oh man, Stone Bard. Bard would be interesting if they allowed you to control what music they played. Stone Bard 2016. Epic battle music, yeah. Raising the morale during a raid would be nice. Party music played it nice, and flamethrowers, and lots of explosives. Where'd the explosives come from? Stonehearth boulder trap, maybe something to put at the top of a wall to roll down onto enemies or something like that to give you a push to knock down onto your opponents. Yeah, there is a fox in the background. I think they're really cute. Yeah, that was intentional. Like, they're right there. And the most dangerous of all, squids. No one saw your song. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, look, it's a picture. He's going about his everyday life. If you think it's really a problem, I can change it. But I thought it was kind of neat. Let's see. The only way we could get one of our friends to play was if we could let him play a skeleton. Wow. I can so see that. Wait, DUI's off. I was like, where is everything? Okay. Let's see. Promote to engineer. Alright. And engineer's house is so cute. I'm dying. It is so cute. Okay. Oh my god. Ellie. It's so cute. Okay. Right. I am a perfectly reasonable and accomplished human being who can, in fact, take a picture of a house without repeating, it's so cute, it's so cute, it's so cute, over and over again, like a broken record. Alright, sorry for obscuring the chat for a sec. It's kind of unfortunate because I think this building's actually in the way. Let me move this over. That really never ceases to entertain me. Okay. Back to zones mode. Okay, there we go. Let's... Oh shoot, I think it's still... Alright, let's try this. I think it's still in the view. Alright, print screen. Okay, take that back down. Alright, hello again. Alright, let's try that. Okay, tier 2, PNG, Engineers Workshop. Sweet. Chicken Run, wild raccoon should steal your food if you forget to put the lid on it. They'll eat all the corn in your stockpiles. Oh, that would be so irritating. I feel like that would be a reason to have a trapper. Like, maybe the wild raccoons could get distracted by the trapper stuff on their way to your fields. I agree. It is sad when the shepherd animals die. I think you should go ahead and add pets as a mod. The Avex. Just don't add like puppies and kittens, or I mean like add whatever you want, but like puppies and kittens are something that we talked about, and dragon whelps and mammoths are something that we talked about for the Kickstarter pets, and I know that there's something that we'd like to do eventually. I would go ahead and add different kinds of pets if you wanted to add pets, and I think that there's a significant amount of work involved in just making sure that the pets are available. So, like, you know, and working properly and working as all the other animals are. So, like, there's a lot of work to be done there, and I think that if you wanted to do that, like, it might be more fun to do something completely different. But I can understand why you might really want a pet in your game. Okay. Wow. Hey, is this new? I feel like I haven't seen a bunny statue in the desert, like, ever before. I'm excited. Oops, it's X-ray mode. Okay. That's a lot of sugar. I'm impressed by the way that the sugar icons overlap with each other, because it really looks like an entire field of sugar. Kickstarter pets are definitely a thing. Yes. I would say that, yes, please. Don't expose the pets we already have. Those are something that we would like to expose when they are ready, because they are not ready. Merfolk would be amazing. Yeah, I agree. That would be pretty horrifying. Definitely. Okay, cool. What else are we doing? Let's see. Let's add some more portraits for tier 2 templates while we're here. Let's see. So Desert Lodge. Man, I love this lodge so much. I mean, just like, look at this. I really cannot talk enough about how cool I think this template is. I love the way that... Okay, the cookie's slightly less, like, effective because it doesn't look like cookies don't actually look like that in real life. Like, they don't, you know? It does not look so much like a field of cookies, but, like, every angle on this desert lodge, like, makes me so excited to see a hearthling, like, running up and down and into and out of it. Like the side, like with the blue door, I think I'm almost as excited by the blue door there at the side as I am by, like, everything else. Like, it's just really cool. I think we want to hide hearthling paths just so that we can take these screenshots. She's gonna be running, but it's gonna be great. All right. Yeah, the Kickstarter pets are in the Embark shop, for those of you who know how to get to them, but they're not fully hooked up yet, so if you did turn them on, like, they'll throw a bunch of errors, and we really don't want that to be everyone's first impression of the Kickstarter pets. And also, like, working on them, I've said this before, but working on them has been sort of like a treat, and we use things like the Kickstarter pets to keep us motivated through working on tasks that are slightly less exciting, like performance. Or, I mean, they're exciting, but they're also exhausting, and so it's good to have something to look forward to every now and then. Yes, the Hearthling just flew. If you teleport a Hearthling, and they were already on their way to another location, the Pathfinder doesn't actually, like, teleport them. It's the Pathfinder instead, like, just, I mean, the Pathfinder doesn't, like, recalculate. The Pathfinder just instead is like, okay, you were going from one house to another house, like, or one place to another place. Let me just get you there as fast as possible. And so it doesn't, like, calculate a new path from where they were to where they want to go. Like, it's so many of these details. Like, I mean, I feel like, you know, Desktop Tuesday is not long enough to talk about all of this, but, like, just look at how, look at how, like, the stippled pattern, like, is continued into the bottom, just decoratively, like this pattern down here on the floor. Or, like, the way that from this angle, this house is a completely different house. Like, I mean, just, like, if you're a Hearthling and you're in this, you're on this door, Allie forces you to run down these stairs, down this side, and down the front in order to get back out. So, like, you know, you'll see a lot of movement around the house as it's being used, which I think is just so exciting to me. Like, I mean, it's just that sense of Monument Valley, the sense that you want to keep turning the map in order to find out what is going to happen next. Also, just, yeah, anyway. It's an interesting trade-off. Like, which angle is the better angle on the house? Like, I feel like this is the front, because, like, this is the front door, but at the same time, like, look, you've got two blue doors here. How exciting is that? And just the blue and the red actually works out really well. Okay. What was I doing? I was just freaking out about how cool the house was. But I was actually trying to save this. Apply. Yes. Okay. PNG. And I believe this is Desert Lodge, right? Because it is Red Clay Homes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's save that. Could the Hearthling run up the wood along the stairs? Yep, absolutely. Like, it is totally possible. Other questions. Each Hearthling individually should have a personality and have it labeled on each depending on what random personality they perform small animations. I agree. Absolutely. The German in you is mad at the inefficiency. If you're really mad at the inefficiency, you could put a ladder down the front. But like, I don't know. I think it's really cool that there is a sense of motion. Like, part of the thing that I love about Stonehearth is it reminds me of a living cross-section book. I love cross-section books. Like, I can just stare at them forever and ever and ever. And so, I really love it when Stonehearth like evokes the sense of that like you can look into things and actually find out more about what's going on. Okay, so next up is red clay homes, and these are so cool because no matter what angle, like I said in Desktop Tuesday, no matter what angle you look at them from, they're different. So like this looks like a totally different set of houses than this, right? And so there's just a ton of, like, you can put down an entire city block of these guys, and they will look different every time. And that means that with only one template, you can suddenly have an entire city which looks diverse. Sorry if I'm just repeating this. I know I said this for Desktop Tuesday, but like, I mean, I think of myself as having a fairly good sense of having a good spatial sense. Like I understand how, I think about things like what do they look like when they're flipped, or like, what will this thing look like if it's at a different angle. But these houses completely confound my sense of that for myself. So it's like I look at them and I'm like, no, that's not the same thing at all, which is pretty awesome. So it means that Allie is definitely has accomplished her goal. All right, printing again. New. Think about your own house. Could you probably jump out the window to save time instead of walking to your front door? Yes. So would the Pathfinder prefer that over running through the house? Sorry, what? It is possible. We'll just have to see what happens. The Pathfinder's a little temperamental, which I think is because it was created, like it was created to be kind of temperamental. If we notice that it's, like not actually working as intended, then we'll take another look. Whoa, that was not what I intended. It is possible, for example, to make some things less expensive to the Pathfinder than others in an attempt to encourage people to use those things. So for example, one of the things that Richard wants to do is encourage people to walk in the middle of roads instead of on the sides of roads. And he was thinking about doing that by making the middles of the roads cheaper than the sides. Okay. So later, if it really is a problem, maybe we can solve it in that way. You really want a RC Canteen Cafe design? Well, it's funny that you should say that, because actually the very next thing that we are going to do is wow, alright, it's not even here yet. Maybe Allie's still working on it. But there is in fact a Rise Children cafeteria that she is working on, that I believe is from the cook, like just like for the like, it's got the cooks, it's basically the cook's workshop, and it's got a bunch of cook related things in it. I want that from a different angle, actually. streaming Stonehearth in about 45 minutes, slightly after I get home. Awesome, thank you for streaming. I'm afraid I will not be able to attend because I need to go pick somebody up, but... oh wow, well, the Goblin Chieftain's mad. He's just gonna have to be mad. Alright, so this little house is actually in tier 2 because Ali figured that it would be a really lovely way of filling in, like, between some of the larger houses. So it looks just like the tier 1 house, but it uses the gold and red palette that she's been developing for tier 2, and I actually think it looks pretty amazing. Okay. Of course, I think everything that she is, like, she goes through so many iterations in order to get stuff to us, and by the time that she shows it to us, it's always amazing. Okay, save this. PNG, Little Red Hut. I'm having the best time, guys. Thank you so much, Yang and Ali, for allowing me to have the opportunity of putting this amazing work into the game and to use the systems that you guys have built to put this into the game. Okay, and the last one that we can take a good photo of today is Rise Shadow. This one really looks best like when it's all by itself in the dark. Sorry, when it's at night. But all of the templates sort of have daytime photos, so I want to take one daytime photo and one nighttime photo and sort of see where it goes, because I feel like it would be kind of shocking if like it didn't match. Anyway, let's take the daytime photo. Okay. This building is entirely decorative. There's no functional purpose to it except to communicate that, you know, Raya's children, mysteries and lore and shrines and stuff. This is like, Ali was like, oh, it's too early to do a church to Raya, like an entire cathedral or something, but like this is like a shrine, like, you know, a thing you might find in a small trading outpost, with enough money and resources to dedicate just to celebrating their goddess, or their teacher anyway. And notice how like it's dark here and dark here. Like there's just a lot of lovely little touches that make it feel like there's a shadow around it, even though there actually isn't. Alright, cool. Let's just keep it during the daytime, and then it'll be our secret. Like, it'll be our secret as to what it looks like at night, and hopefully people will be surprised when they put it down. Is the Rise Children Tier 2 quest active? Linda's working on it right now, so in A19 you should get Rise Children Tier 2 quests, but they're not in A18 at the moment. Yeah, it's like a lighthouse. Bruno Supremo, hey, good to see you. Do you guys plan on adding other ways to unlock the building tabs besides checking the kingdom? Maybe the same checks from campaigns? That's interesting. Like, I've heard people say, like, oh, well, I'd like the Rise Children stuff. That way we could have more tabs without the need to have a specific kingdom, like a tab for a specific biome or difficulty. Oh, that's interesting. You mean just to have the tabs be extensible? That's really interesting. I feel like the answer, like, tell me more about the use case. Is it that you have too many templates and you would like the templates to be better sorted? Because I've heard requests for, like, folders of templates. Or is it that you would like biome-specific templates or things like that? I'd just like to hear more about it. I mean, it's certainly possible. Like, we have 2 tabs right now. The UI could easily accommodate more tabs. Like, you know, if we wanted to spend 3 weeks on it, we could put a little button there, and you could click the button, and then you get a new tab, and then, like, I don't know, drag things into the tab. That would be a very complicated feature for this, but I would like to know more about why it is that that's of interest to you, and then maybe figure out exactly what problem that would solve. A good idea for new Hearthlings is to have them arrive from the kingdom in such a way as caravans. I agree. Like, they just sort of show up right now, and it's kind of, it breaks the realism. I think it would be much better indeed if you actually saw them come in, like, that the world was really alive. Like, it's not just like, oh, like, random person comes from nowhere. No, but like, okay, so Red Clay Homes, Rise Shadow. Whoa, Rise Shadow. Oops, sorry. Good thing we checked. saving that as a PNG. Right, shadow. Yep. Yay. You can add a tab in a mod, but we haven't implemented anything other than it being always visible, right? Oh, you like your description templates with your biome. Yeah, that's really pretty. That's a good question. And a good use case. Probably the right thing to do is to expose different like elements of the UI for you guys to, so that you can append to them on your mod. Not just a biome check necessarily, though that would probably be the simplest thing, but like to be like, okay, my mod would legitimately like to add a new tab, just like how you can say my mod would like to add another item down here, like my mod would like to add something up here, and then have these guys read from a JSON file, and then you add yours, and then whatever appears. Right, so you could like specify, like, this is the Candle Dark mod or whatever, and of course at some point we're gonna run out of tab space, so maybe another answer is like, oh, like there's like nested folders or something. But yeah, that's very, very cool. Okay, what was I doing? I was testing that the pictures looked okay. Oh, it is 7:02. I have to go pick someone up. Alright, but Desert Lodge, Engineer's House, Little Red. The Engineer's House looks really dark. I'm not sure why that is, because the sun is hitting it on this side. Oh, you know, maybe it's under a cloud at that moment. Okay, let's take that one again. Now that it's not under a cloud, and you can go away. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, that's much better. It's just much brighter. Okay. It's important for this all to match and to show them off to their best. Yeah, that's much, much better. That like actually makes them all look like they're made of the same material. Raya's shadow is just killing it there. Like, I think it looks much better in many ways than a lot of these guys, and I wonder why that is. Like our angle on Raya's shadow, maybe they're, you know, maybe it's just in a lighter portion of the desert. Like, these guys are sort of darker, and this is just like, wow, I'm punching you in the face, it is so bright out here. And I wonder if that doesn't have something to do with it. Well, anyway. We can go through and make these obsessively gorgeous at some point, but they are good enough for the moment. Okay, cool. Alright, so let us close this off and close this off. Nope, we don't need to save you guys. And then let us check these in. Cool. Alright. Stage. And give it. Alright. Well, it has been an hour, so it is the traditional end time for our stream. Whoops. Yes, I meant get full. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you have any other questions about Stonehearth, feel free to hit me up with them while I wait for this to push. Adding green things to the... Let's see. Imagine you could grow grass as you advance in the desert and make nice parks and such. That's interesting. I wonder how that would actually work. Like, it's like, if you wanted to have it in the game and not just as a mod, like what that would actually entail. Because the ground is different, right? Like, the desert biome has a different color than the, like, literally the color files are different for them. So, like, everything that is dirt here is green, and everything that's dirt there is that sort of, like, sandy pale. And it would be sort of like, oh, I want a gardener class, and then you would terraform it, and it would be a different kind of ground. Right, so the thing about mods is that they need to be updated to keep track of the game version. And so if you want to play with mods, usually I would recommend, like, well, you can check on the website to make sure that, you can check on Discourse to see if the mod is capable of running with the new thing. But I would just save out versions of Stonehearth. You can run Stonehearth even outside its folder. You can be like, hey, I'm going to take the whole Stonehearth executable, copy it to another location, and then just have it there with all the mods that apply to it. And then, like, play it there. And then, you know, your Steam version will go ahead and update itself. Oh, this is a spoiler. Yang has been doing some amazing work with conversations. It's really, really hard, as you can see with the shepherd overlapping the sheep there, it's really, really hard to get two people in Stonehearth to actually stand in front of each other and face each other and talk. But yeah. Right, so yeah, that's some interesting food for thought, so thanks for sharing. Doing a dirt tool would require a new UI. Yeah, seriously, right? Actually, one of the things I'm very happy to announce, it's Linda. I'm sorry, did I say Yang? I'm so sorry. Yes, I was definitely thinking Linda. Sorry, Linda. Linda's been doing a lot of work getting these two guys to actually face each other and talk, and it is very complex, and it's very cool to see. Right. You change the ground to the color of the dirt to signify grass will grow there. And then, like the farmer's crops, it will change to grass blocks. Yeah, I could see that. That would be very lovely. More geomancer stuff, perhaps. But yeah, one of the things that I am very excited about, actually, is sort of by accident, not really by accident. Well, let me start that over. I'm very excited to say that Stonehearth is going to get some time from a UX designer. Her name is Nikki, and she thinks Stonehearth is really cool. She works at Riot. She was interested in moving up in this area and was curious as to whether or not she might have work to do on Stonehearth. And as you guys know, there is a ton of work to do for Stonehearth for its UX. And so we are looking forward to getting some of her help working on the project. I don't know, she's worked a lot on UX for different things, like for League and stuff like that. I don't actually know if she's ever worked on the UX within a game before. I look forward to seeing what she thinks about that. But she did tell me that her childhood aspiration was making, when she was playing games, was to make like tiny little icons of food and like have those show up in a game. And I was like, Nikki, like your childhood aspiration is actually very close. Like we could really have this conversation, you know, like you don't, like making UX, yes, by all means, apply your hard-won skills, but like really very, very close. So with any luck, we might have a whole nother person who's very good at her job, be able to take a look at like the building editor and all of the things that are problematic with the building editor. And that includes the dirt tool and sort of like how to break that out and how to take all the tech we have and display it in a way that is sane. So that would be very, very neat. Can the Geomancer summon water? That is a good question. At the moment I was thinking that the Geomancer would be doing terrain reformation, so we'll see. Let's see, what else? When will Alpha 19 reach experimental on Steam? It's hard to give dates because we could miss them and then you might be upset. But usually it takes us, usually we have a 3 week feature cadence. So 3 weeks where we work only on features, and then 3 weeks where we work on bug fixes. So we are a week and a half into our feature section for Alpha 19, so that we would aim for another week and a half, but if the game isn't working or if we are way off on our estimates, it could be a little bit longer than that. Hopefully not, but it really depends on how the Rise Children Tier 2 stuff plays. Yeah, so this year the team has grown quite a lot in size. I mean, like, we've just added Richard, but we did have those 2 interns during the summer, so that was very cool. And we are lucky enough to have Valley with us too. And Ali, come to think of it. So it's a good thing. It helps a lot too because, like, you know, as we've talked about earlier in the stream, Tom is doing a lot of other different things, and so is Tony. So we don't get nearly as much of their time on Stonehearth as I'm sure that they would like to spend on it. And you know, that means that we need more help to do a lot of the things that, not more help, but like, you know, there's a lot of things that we could be doing that we just don't have the bandwidth to do with just the few of us who are working on it, so it's always good to get more help from other people. It kills your PC after like 10 people are in town. Yeah, I know, I'm so sorry. We, like, Yang and Chris are working really hard on performance related things this alpha, and they've been working on them continuously, so hopefully it will just slowly get better. You can also, I guess, go into settings and turn all the graphic stuff way down, and that helps a little bit. And yeah, you can also send us your PC specs so that we understand like exactly what you're working with and, you know, see how that works. I'm not sure why Serenia seems doomed. It seems unfortunate that a town with such a pretty name would be. But yeah, makes sense to bring on more hands. Quality worthy of hands in this game. That is certainly true. So yeah. Oh, hey, Hyrule Symbol. I'm sorry, we actually just finished running the unit test, so I'm actually gonna sign off now because I need to go pick somebody up. But the stream will happily be on Twitch so that you can check out the archive as long as you like. But thanks for joining us, even here at the end. It's good to see you. Okay, so then a huge overwhelming force game. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, I am off. But you can find Ali here tomorrow morning, 8:30, and you can find Yang on Thursday at 6 o'clock as usual. I think I might have to miss next week's because I am supposed to attend a job fair so that we can get more people to work on Stonehearth. So if you don't see me next week, probably Ali will substitute, but the stream will happen as usual. Okay, I'm gonna miss you guys. I hope you have an awesome week, and you can find me on the Discourse if you have any other questions or just want to hang out. Alright. See you in a bit.